people want to get at me because of what I said, and there's this whole brouhaha going on because, racism and racist comes into play because I pointed out about the Lakers being led by three white dudes and how that ain't gonna cut it. That ain't gonna win you a championship. When's the last time white dudes, three white dudes, a team led by three white dudes won a championship? And obviously there's a lot of people out there saying that I should not have said what I said and they call it racist and all of this other stuff. I don't want to hear that. I'm not backing up one bit. This is about basketball. We're talking basketball. We know that even in the sport of basketball, there have been great white players. There's the Larry Birds, there's the Kevin McHale's, there's the Steve Nashes of the world, the Dirk Nowitzki's, the Manu Ginobili's, the John Stockton's, all-time assist and steals leader in NBA history. Okay? We looking at Cooper Flagg right now, who's going to be a superstar in this league, Con Knipple in Charlotte. We've seen great white players throughout. What I said, and I'm going to reiterate this again, is when have we seen a team with three of its top players who happen to be white delivering a championship? Can we talk basketball? Because that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking basketball. We see great quarterbacks in the National Football League. We've seen the Tom Brady's and the Peyton Mannings and the Aaron Rodgers, the Dan Marinos, the Terry Bradshaws, the Fran Tarkentons of the world, the Dan Fouts of the world. We've seen Roger Staubach and others. We've seen John Elway. Let me not forget him. We've seen it. We've seen it in tennis. We've seen it in golf. We've seen it in every sport. But I'm talking about basketball in terms of three dudes who happen to be white leading you to a franchise. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm still waiting. You know why I started off this hit laughing right now? Because one of my boys sat up there and challenged me on it. And he said, man, people got a point. They ain't got a point about the racism and all. Forget all of that. But this really basketball, it's happened before. I said, when did it happen? When did it happen? You know what he said to me? Brace yourself. The Minneapolis Lakers. That's what he said, the Minneapolis Lakers. Ladies and gentlemen, the Minneapolis Lakers won about 5 titles. I think they won it from like 1949 to like 1955. They moved to Los Angeles in 1960. That's what he brought up. I'm sorry I didn't go back to 1949 to 1955. My bad. My bad. I'm sorry about that, okay? That's not what I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know that Jerry West is the logo? The logo. But yeah, Will Chamberlain. Had Elgin Baylor. You want to bring Larry Bird? Larry Bird and McHale. I saw this article on Fox News. I ain't going to even mention the author's name. He's pathetic. I'm not talking about him. I'm saying to you, overall, what are we talking about here? You brought up McHale and Bird. Bird is the greatest. One of the greatest players ever, 3-time champion, 3-time league MVP, 2-time NBA Finals MVP. That is a bad brother. He's on another level. So is Dirk. So is Nash. So is Stockton. So is Jerry West. So is all of these guys. But I'm talking about the compilation of folks being on the same team. Fox News brought up Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge wasn't a top 3 player on Boston. Danny Ainge was damn good. Dennis Johnson was on that team. Robert Parrish was on that team. What you talk about Danny Ainge? When we bring up the Knicks and we talk about Bradley and DeBusschere and Jerry Lucas, wasn't Walt Clyde Frazier on that team? Wasn't Willis Reed on one of those teams? Wasn't Black Jesus Earl of Pearl Monroe on the championship team for the Knicks? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We go to the list on and on and on. From the 60s through the 70s. Bob Cousy, let me not forget him. One of the greatest point guards in NBA history. Led the league in assists like 8 times. One of the greatest point guards to have ever lived. You want to go back to those days? That's fine. I'm telling you, right now, they still have Bill Russell. I'm simply making the point that when you talk about the NBA game, look at history.